Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Age of Fire, a twist on our Lands of Ice challenge that you guys should know all about by now, because if you haven't seen the previous episodes, you are going to be immensely confused. So I highly recommend checking those out or glancing into our fantastic video description with our amazing niche wiki link so that you can catch yourselves up, because we are carrying on right where we left off with the birth of little Ember, who has Batwing. I am so excited that we managed to get Batwing from one of our new servant class, Misko here, who we are currently trying to decide if we would actually have her go ahead and have any children with our tribe. I am not sure if we would. We're not at a huge abundance of food. We might potentially consider it with Makri if they smell good to each other, and they sure do. So I think that she will be summoned to Makri because he is heat-bodied, and we want to get those heat-body genes in our nichelings as much as possible. And she also has the ability to fly. It is not the wings that the phoenixes were looking for, but it is a wing. And so I think tentatively this should give her a semi-noble status, and she too is about to die in 4 days. So all of Makri's current mates, like from Rose to Kira to now Misko, who is being summoned to his side, you know, she's old. She's like, well, at least I'll have a chance to have a child, and with the heat-bodied nicheling, well, all right. Yeah, all of his mates are gonna die pretty soon on. Makri, that's kind of like, you're kind of like a story of tragedy, but I hope you raise all of your motherless children well. That's so sad. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, little Tempe has arrived, and he is a little bit of a digger. He can chase after some of the bundles, and he can do a bit of collecting, but he is one of our servant class. He has no genes of any kind that we would be interested in breeding for. Yeah, like Crackerjaw, not really. Nothing else in his genetic inventory whatsoever. He doesn't really smell particularly fantastic. I and A we already had in the tribe, so he will be sent over to some of the berry bushes or sent about the island in search of the scent. Can we see? Yeah, apparently there's nothing to dig. Oh, there's a couple things to dig over here. So he'll be sent into those forests in order to search for roots and possibly root out any bunnels who pop by. So we'll send him along. There we go. And then we'll have Misko begin to work her way over to Makri. And then thankfully Honey was able to have a healthy child. I was really fearful because Flame and Honey do share an eye immunity, and it's always so risky, because then if we had a child with no positive traits, we would potentially consider no recessive traits. Like if we had a sickly child who had no heart of Ember, which means no inactive heat body gene, then we might have to have them slip out of this world sooner than later by eating the toxic berries to prevent the sickness from spreading amongst the tribe. The 2 sickly nichelings we have right now are only exempt because of their prehistoric genes, but I was quite worried because honestly Ember doesn't have any of the traits that we need. She doesn't have wings and she doesn't have heat body. So if she had ended up sickly, that would have been a very bad thing. Unfortunately, she may not be a good candidate for leading the tribe. So, let's have Flame jump over to possibly consider this situation with his mate. There we go. And I think he's just so in love, and he is so happy to have little Ember, their child, that, and Ember doesn't even happen to have the recessive saber fangs phooey, that he will praise Honey. He will tell her how much he loves her, how happy he is to have a family with her, and that totally worked, and they will continue to grow their family. Hopefully we will find a suitable heir for the legacy of Phoenix, because we do need a heat-bodied child amongst their line for sure. All right, anybody else? We also have right over here, adorable little Taro, who does happen to have hammer tail, which is really fantastic. He can go around and he can collect like nobody's business. And I don't even think he has big body. He has medium body, so he can move, he can collect, he can do so many things. I think Rico has been quite impressed with Rota's genes, and it is very exciting to have a hammer-tailed child, so we may allow them to actually become mates, especially because they may have a purr-snouted child as well. Rico has the pick between either Rota or Kikar. And Kikar does have that heat body possibility. Ooh, they both do actually. Alright, I think Rico is still quite enamored with Rota, very impressed with his child, so she'll go ahead and have another one of his children. He'll go ahead and collect those. We'll destroy this berry bush because we don't need that one. And Kikar is getting a little old, so maybe after that he can convince Rico to possibly have his child before he passes on. And I suppose he could always mate with like, yeah, he could mate with String Bean if he wanted to. She's a servant class and would probably be willing when she comes of age. Let's see, F and A immunity. Yeah, we finally have nichelings that smell good to each other. He could mate with Misko if he wanted to, but I think the most important thing is for Makri to pass on that heat body. And we do have recessive heat body and recessive saber fang, so actually Kikar is pretty important too. Huh. But yeah, he unfortunately just smells bad to Rose and to Kira because they share an eye gene. And that is like, what, 75% chance of an unhealthy child? A little too high for my comfort. But I think Kikar is beginning to think about potentially having a mate. Also, he's thinking about chasing down the bunnels. So we may have him come over. Quite the bunnel collection. Hopefully we'll be able to do some good hunting with it soon. All right, that's a good lineup there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Another heat-bodied baby! Oh, I'm gonna name him Ash. He is so fantastic. He has recessive hammer tail, he's got purr snout, and he has heat body. Look at him. Oh, this is awesome. I wonder if I should give him Batwing as one of his genetics. And he's black too. Look at him. You know what? I'm gonna give him Batwing as one of his genetics. For this generation of heat-bodied babies that we have, they need to fly. Perhaps we are going to end up with bat phoenixes instead of winged phoenixes, but either way, they will have the ability to fly. So little Nataduke, you're going to be renamed for sure to Ash. There we go. Wow, he even has black eyes. Okay, I think Ryuko is once again impressed by the kind of children that Rota can have. Rota has a lot longer to live than Kikar, though. I will acknowledge that. We may have to think about that. Alright, we're gonna have Tempe continue. He's a little short-sighted, so once he gets... Oh, the berry bush got eaten by Bunnels. Man, curse you, Bunnels. String Bean is no longer sick, thankfully. And she can actually go after Bunnels and help collect. So they're gonna start defending this forest area where there's so many Bunnels up towards the head of the whale. And then let's see, what else do we have lined up? Well, we need to hurry and have some babies. Makri needs to start having babies with Rose and Kira because they do not have long for this world. So we'll have him step over here. And it's a little bit of an arranged marriage, but this is of nobility and kind of like the Phoenix royalty. There's even a Bunnel watching on. So this should work out all right. Any genes to change up? Well, I wish I could put heat body in, but unfortunately we can't. That's quite annoying. Any snout genes I would want to change? I mean, there's Crackerjaw, but it's not really going to help us here. Makri? He is... We do have Batwing now, so I'm going to give him the possibility to possibly have a Batwinged child. And Kira is Ember-hearted. And so is Rose, so I may give them Batwing as well. Because we may end up with a Phoenix a lot sooner than I thought. Hey, if it flies, it flies. So we'll go ahead and do that because it's going to be hard enough to keep heat body in. And for Rose, maybe higher fertility. Yeah, for Rose, I think we'll go ahead, well, higher fertility, or I feel like Rose wants to pass on something more aggressive, like red horns, to be completely honest. Because she really wants to leave quite the significant legacy, or like red-brown fur. I'm gonna have her pass on red horns because she has a little bit of a hidden aggressive nature that was almost destroyed by Phoenix, her leader, sacrificing her so early on when she found out she was a sickly baby, and only saved by the fact that her fangs clearly grew in as saber fangs. So I think she has a little bit more aggression than normal. And Kira, I think, do we have purse snout or anything unlocked? We do not. Kira might pass on a wing. So we double wing maybe? I kind of feel like Kira would be happy to pass on double wing. We're gonna give her a chance to pass on bat wing. We're gonna see. We may actually end up with a phoenix child today, and we can start breeding up our phoenixes as long as we keep the heat body going. But we may end up with bat-winged phoenixes instead of actually having winged phoenixes. The way that this story twists itself around is just so fascinating. All right, and we'll have Kira go ahead, repair this nest. They're settled in, ready to go. Misko also only has so long to live, and we do want to pass on that heat body, so she will approach. There we go. She approached Mockery, but I don't think he's like entirely certain. He's like, this is a little bit overwhelming, but he does have a duty to pass on heat body, but apparently not going to work today. All right, let's see. We also have a hungry mama, so we're gonna go. Wah! There's just like an abundance of food. How could she say no to that? She has just fed Ember quite a bit of food. Oh geez. And now Flame. Can we get this bottle? Get the bottle, get the bottle. There's just a pile of food served up for, this is like royalty. Honey and Ember just are sitting on top of this huge pile of food. We're gonna be just fine. I wonder if I should give Ember both wings as well. I mean, why hesitate, I suppose? If we're going to give ourselves wings, we should give ourselves wings and then get heat body. So Ember, we're gonna have you be like possibly the Ember that rises from the ashes with your children too. And Ash, I mean, I wonder if I should just, we're just gonna see what happens if we just like throw the wings in. I don't know why I would wait. I don't know why I would be timid with it. We have servant classes now. And Taro, you are actually noble class. We have servant classes and others to help us with the gathering of the food, so it makes sense. And Riko, I think Riko is just freaking impressed by the babies that she has been able to have with Rota so far. So Kikar would have to really work hard to convince her to stray from Rota's side. But I think she's a little curious, just because they're highly aware in this tribe of how important genetic variability is. K and I and G. All right, I think Riko's a little curious, so she will kind of stroll over. There we go. And I think Rota, I wouldn't say he's hurt. He's happy to have his two sons, but he understands, even if he isn't completely happy, that Riko has temporarily stepped out to have a child with Kikar. And Kikar, I think he would respect, because Kikar has defended this edge from the bundles for quite some time. All right, is that everybody? Holy cow, I've got a lot of pregnant females. Let's go ahead, settle in, and see what happens. Whew, okay. A heat-bodied baby with Batwing! We're getting there, guys! Roro has been born. Oh my gosh. And Pepper has been born. Ah, so close and yet so far. At least she has a heart of Ember. And ironically, you can note here, even though we put in double Batwing, she did not end up with Batwings, whereas Rose just had one Batwing, and her kid was like, I will give you the red horns and the Batwing you desire, mother. So that's good. I still would love to have like bird beak for some of our nichelings who are going to be Phoenix nichelings. I wonder if we might add that as an extra little twist to the challenge, because bird beak you can dig, you can collect, and you can insect collect. And I think digging and collecting are really important skills, especially if we have no other way to collect. So, and ideally I would love to have normal wings, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so Pepper, that's actually a good name for her. It is a little spicy after all. Roro, I think we're gonna name him like Raro. There we go, to give it a little bit more oomph from Rose. She does want to have a fierce child after all. He's not quite as fierce. He's nowhere near as fierce as his mother. But he can almost fly, and I think that makes her pretty proud. So Rose is going to try to become pregnant again. Didn't manage it. And she needs to step away so she doesn't get the other nichelings sick. I wonder if she can destroy rocks. She's so strong she might have the ability to destroy these rocks. And then we'll have Kira step down. Yes, alright. And she may have a chance to have one final child. She needs to use caution not to infect the babies. Oh, and then String Bean is able to help out with defending this little berry bush. Good job, String Bean. There we go. And then meanwhile over here, Misko only has a couple days left to live. She will approach Makri a couple more times. Who are you? You just slid in there like nobody's business, little Namiel. Look at you. Wow. You kind of are like a perfect match in coloring for Ash, but you don't have any genes we need, like remotely. But I think we'll go ahead and invite you into the tribe and like clean you off because Rota's a nice guy, but then immediately set you to helping with gathering the food because you are servant class. Welcome, Namiel. I'm glad that you managed to survive the ice flows and made it here. I think that Taro would be fascinated to meet a new nicheling. Wow, he plucked all those off really quickly. Ash is also double nimble-fingered, so we're gonna collect a lot of food from these guys now. Oh my gosh, alright. I think Rico's gonna get comfy over here. Kikar is going to gather up some delicious bundle meat to share with her. Ember is good at digging, and I think that we actually smelled some roots. Yeah, there's some roots. Oh, there's a root over here and over here. Okay, good. So Ember is going to eat the food that her family has provided. There we go. Honey is going to go ahead and get quite comfy. Flame is going to teach his daughter how to use her bird beak. I really think I want to have bird beak phoenixes, but we've got to kind of work with what we've got. And Misko is going to try one last time. Oh, she managed to convince Makri to become mates with her. Alright, well, we're gonna give her normal eyesight, for sure. Do I have normal blood clotting? I do! Huzzah! Alright, normal eyesight and normal blood clotting. She can contribute her genes to the tribe, and hopefully also offer up a healthier life for any child that she may have. And Makri is going to come to help to get rid of some of the grass, since he is one of the few heat-bodied nichelings on the island. But we've had a good crop of heat body babies, and we're getting more food, which makes me quite happy. I'll let Rico eat that bush because she's kind of hungry, and she is not heat bodied, so she cannot destroy the grass. But all right, let's go ahead and see what now Honey, kind of the royalty of the tribe, and Rico shall have as their babies. Did the whale just made whale noises? That was so cool, you guys. Oh my gosh. The tribe has just exploded in size. We have all sorts of like wandering servants now. We have got more food that is about to pour on in. We have Tabasha who, oh darn it. Yeah, I don't think this impressed Rico whatsoever with Kikar's genes, but we tried. Tabasha does have a Ember heart, at least, with recessive heat body, and she has Saberfang recessive that may pop up usefully in the tribe. And then we've also got Nini, who has Saberfangs! She actually inherited Saberfangs! That's so cool, but we missed out on heat body again, which is not so cool, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. But I can't believe this. And now we have Namael, we have also got Tempe, we have got String Bean, we have got Misko. They are all now, Ember is directly descended from Phoenix. Any direct descendants of Phoenix get to bear the line even if they don't have all of the genes we're looking for. They're gonna be ousted. It's kind of like they're all equally important until one of them is born with heat body, and then that is the immediate leader. But we're doing pretty good. Babies everywhere, and lots of food to eat. Huzzah! That was a delightful rhyme of success in niche. We will carry on and see where the stories will take us next time. Rose is going to try to have another child. She is quite proud, as thus far she is the only mother of another heat-bodied child. And Raro... Raro smells good to Ember! Huzzah! Rose, you left your line on Phoenix's lineage after all. Fascinating. I love how this tribe is turning out. And I'm going to laugh so hard if one of the first nichelings who is a phoenix is a bat phoenix. But hey, it's not exactly what Phoenix imagined with fiery feathered wings, but it would do. It would definitely do. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. I think we will carry on until we are able to unlock Birdbeak to count this tribe as phoenixes. We may even unlock Snout while we are here. I don't think we can do any swimming, but we will definitely fly. We will practice our formations. We will practice our wings once we can reach into the sky. And then eventually, hopefully, we will get lucky enough to invite a winged member into the tribe. And we might even get that peacock tail unlocked sometime soon, which would be very fun. Where is peacock tail? Is it down here? High fertility. Peacock tail. Yes, and we're close to unlocking peacock tail. Not the most useful of tails to have, but it would be better than sneaky tail and better than medium tail, and at least something that we would have the option of, unless hammer tail like managed to stay in this tribe. But we'll have to see. We will have to see indeed. So alright, thank you guys so much for joining me. There have been many new babies born into this tribe, including Pepper, who I very much like because I think she is one of the first nichelings born with antlers in quite some time on this entire legacy. And I hope that you will leave a like for our little ones so that they have some food to eat, and you will consider subscribing to join us in our niche pantheon as we watch over all of their adventures. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!